Priest, an American punk rock band associated with the riot.grrrl movement from Washington, D.C. Nothing Feels Natural is their debut album after releasing multiple EPs since 2012. Will this LP lead to the hype that their EPs built up? Let's find out. The first track, Appropriate, starts with upbeat drums and the demanding vocals capture my attention. The distorted guitars then kick in with the lead vocalist's voice taking somewhat of a changing pace. Her untrained vocals carry on at times, but we can tell she doesn't give a flying fuck, and I'm with it. The drums get really loud, and it shows me there is power within the band. The drums are so loud that the bass is nearly indecipherable, yet I am still able to move along with it. The guitar and her vocals begin to fade about 2/4 into the track before they burst into pure loudness again. This track is exciting and will keep you on your toes. JJ has a bit more of a wavy sound, and you can actually hear the bass more prominently in this song. The keyboards took me by surprise, as I don't typically hear them in this type of punk rock, but it fits in this case because it's not their most brass track. The vocal changes are reminiscent of Patti Smith. She can definitely get her point across in this song. The track Nikki almost sounds new wave and less punk rock than the previous two songs. This is not a bad thing, although it is far from my favorite track of theirs. The drumming is one bright spot in this track because the beat continues in a nice way, unlike the rest of the track. No Big Bang starts with a very simple, repetitive intro. Right after this, the vocals pop in over the bass line and drums and almost spoken word vocals. She is clearly telling a story here with a person who rejects the scientific evidence that supports the Big Bang Theory, a creationist in particular. She seems to be in disbelief with this person she presents. It is automatically rejected by the creationist. She seems to sympathize with the creationist on his ideas, which includes disbelief in other theories such as evolution, and even she herself sees why one would want to reject these theories, as they can be frightening to some people, especially things such as the possibility of life after death. This actually turned out to be a middle ground story, surprisingly, as a storyteller can see both sides. Hyphen is an instrumental interlude track that is nothing special in its own right, but seems to be there just to split the midway point on the album. If one were to speculate without listening to the album before, perhaps one may think this is the point where the album is heading in a slightly different direction. Nothing Feels Special has very clean vocals with a simple progression before leading into a very Joy Division influenced section. This is putting it in the nicest way possible. It is almost too reminiscent. The bass lines are almost exactly the same, and the lyrics are pretty damn dark. I would personally feel ashamed of having this track on the album at all, especially as the title track to your fucking album. Live and let learn, I guess. Pink White House goes back to the punk rock sound, and honestly, without reading the lyrics, I cannot get the vocalist's distorted messages. It is obvious she is not happy with the current political situation in the clean vocal section. She makes it clear she is liberal and would have much rather a lady in the White House. I personally have nothing against this, as it is very punk rock and political statements are added in about 85% of the genre. Instrumentally, it is nothing special. Simple power chords along with bass and drums that synchronize as one would expect by a beginner band. Not that Priest fits in that category. I believe they wanted to get a political statement message out there, and that was the main goal of the track. Puff is a nice breath of fresh air after Pink White House. It is just a straight punk rock song that is fucking hilarious and lightens the tone in a politically divisive climate. Great, simple, and quick song. Suck is actually a great track instrumentally. It reminds me of Gang of Four and Wire era post-punk. I really love that stuff, and Priest pulled it off while making it own. I give this album a 6. Check them out.